Hello Libras, welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your November of 2016 Intuitive Tarot reading. This reading can be used for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This month I'm using the Tarot of the Hidden Realm deck. I'm going to take you through the cards because they can be a little bit hard to read with this gold color, I think. If you're interested in a private reading with me, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, or you can book directly through my website using the link below. So from the top row, we have the Magician card, and then the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. And then in the center row, the Hanged Man, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. And then from the bottom left, the Two of Wands, the Death card, and the Ace of Pentacles. Right away from the bottom row, what I'm picking up on is a job shift for some of you. It feels like there was a partnership in some cases that's being dissolved, and that you may be moving on to a new beginning in a more independent sense, and that does feel job related. From the Two of Wands, if it's not a partnership, it could also, I'm picking up on a connection, a collaboration in some way, and it could even just be with an entity like an institution or a company, but it does feel like it was inspiring in some level, on some level for a period of time, but that the shift is taking place because that contract in the spiritual sense is finished, and it's time for this new beginning with this Ace of Pentacles card. So this does feel like something that you would already know about. It's not a prediction, or if it hasn't happened yet, I do sense that you are aware that it's coming. But it feels like a very positive change, a very positive new beginning. There could be some fear and some worry related to it because the Death card is coming up in the row with the Five of Cups and the Seven of Cups. And from those two cards, I'm definitely getting a little bit of concern or loss or grieving. And then with the Seven of Cups, more of a little bit of worry for this reading, concern. I mean, maybe you haven't actually solidified a future option, and it feels like maybe you're contemplating those, and it does feel like a little bit of anxiety coming from that. For some of you, the Two of Wands may be a soul connection, and there may have been a breakup, but again, I don't feel that this is a prediction. I feel like this is something that has already taken place. I feel like the bite, the really painful part of it is past, if this is in relation to a romantic partnership. But I'm getting a similar message with that, where it feels like it was inspirational and a strong soul connection for a period, but that has passed. I feel that the contract with that also is complete, and that this new beginning for you, it's interesting so the Ace of Pentacles can be literally the new beginning in terms of work. It can be any new beginning, and being a grounded energy like that, an earth energy, it feels like the shift forward. So any future relationship or the next relationship, it feels like will be something more grounding for you. It feels like, again, that past one had its positive aspects, and it brought in for you for the time period what you needed, but it does feel like it has an opposite feeling of the groundedness. It feels more like passions flying. You can even kind of see in this depiction. It may have even felt like a childlike connection in some way, and that was definitely the spiritual energy. And it did what it needed again. And it's not to say that a future partnership would not have the strong spiritual connection, but the indication there with the Ace of Pentacles is that it would be more stabilizing and grounding for you. It would make you feel calmer, I think, and more just that feeling of being grounded to earth. Having your feet in the soil, more comforting on some level. In terms of work and the relationship aspect, there's a couple messages with it being in the same column as this Ten of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles. So they are all pentacles. I feel overall that the movement forward, so the future aspect, is positive, and it will bring in fulfillment. I'm getting a strong sense of comfort from that Ten of Pentacles on the financial level, just stability overall. So that could play into future relationship as well, and even just your future outlook on relationships. the page coming in there, and pages don't necessarily have to be negative, but I really feel, especially in this deck, all the page depictions are very young, very energy that has with it all the positive aspects of that element, but very young version of it. And that's just true for all pages. But I really see it in this deck, especially, that there's almost an ungroundedness to all of the page cards that it resonates pretty strongly in most readings with that particular interpretation. So what I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles, and it's funny to say ungrounded because, as I said, it still brings in the positive aspects of that element, and that's very true for a Pentacles card. But it's almost like a discomfort with that. It's almost like a desire to rebel, regardless of that grounded feeling. So a couple of messages there. I really feel that the future prospects are positive, and they do seem to be on theme with this earth grounded, stabilizing energy. But I feel that you, Libras, may feel slightly uncomfortable with that and may fight it in some way. So any delays, it seems, with future prospects, work or relationship related, if there are any, it feels that it may have to do with you. It's almost like fighting for more of that Two of Wands energy that I was pointing out before. A little bit more of that kind of, I just get this sense of like fireflies kind of flying around, and that fiery, ungrounded, definitely childlike for this reading energy. So some nostalgia for that could possibly prevent the more stabilizing energy to come in when it's ready to. So I would encourage you to embrace that, to allow yourself to feel more comfortable with it if you can in some way. Looking at the Magician and the Hanged Man below him, I feel too that there's a sense of some self-doubt. And some of it is because there may be, like I mentioned, it may be that you haven't solidified a position that you're going to move forward into. Or you may feel like you don't have what it takes on some level. Or especially in regard to relationship, that the options aren't there for you to choose from. And it's interesting with the link between these Cups cards and then both the Magician and the Hanged Man. What I want to say is that a lot of messages coming through. So firstly, emotions that may feel unstable, that may feel a little chaotic, both of these being these odd number cards. It does feel like things are, there's anxiety and worry definitely playing into this. So to help with that, you have the Magician and the Hanged Man. So basically two reminders. One, that you have everything that you need at your disposal, that you do have what it takes to get through this. So some self-assurance can be useful here. And with the Hanged Man, just this reminder that there are other ways to view the situation, and that you're even being encouraged to view the situation in different ways, because it's going to help you get through some of this emotional energy. It's also going to help you see what you need to take from it, to kind of cherry pick the situation, to take from it what is most beneficial for you. And I know it sounds a little general, but it's because I feel a pretty balanced read on both relationship and work related things for this reading. So I'm trying to pick up on the messages coming through in terms of what you need most to get through it, and what you can take from it, and what you need to learn from it. With the Hanged Man being in the same row as the Seven of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, I also feel like one of the new outlooks on the situation is, again, accepting that stabilizing energy to come through. It may not resonate with some of you. You may be thinking, well, why wouldn't I want stable energy to come through? I do feel it is part of your nature for at least a lot of you watching this. You may not be 100% aware of it. Sometimes we are comfortable with certain energies, and even if we aren't entirely aware of it, by being comfortable with it and yearning for it, like an energy of something we had in the past, we may just be asking for that to come in again. And if it's not available, or if it's not what's meant to come in for us, it may, again, like I said earlier, prevent what is meant to come in for us to come in. So I hope that is clear. The Seven of Cups being in the center is really telling me that even if it doesn't feel like you have enough options right now, they are there. I get the sense that I'm hearing that they will find you, and I'm hearing that it doesn't mean that you don't do anything, of course, but patience is being encouraged. And I get the sense that for whatever reason, options this time around, whether it's work or relationship related, they may not be as obvious. They may not be as out, in front of your eyes in the way that you would like, maybe. But you're just being encouraged to have that patience and have faith, because I really do feel like they are there for you. So I would encourage you also to just try to be open and calm, because the shift does feel like a pretty big one for you. The type of energies that you are being encouraged to have surrounding you may feel different. So being open to that feels like the best way for you to get through any transitions you may be going through. All right, Libras, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments, or you can email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Thank you.